Hey world, what up? The NBA season's already been kicking off for around 2 to 3 weeks as of right now. And pretty much there's been a couple of injuries that have taken into place. Spencer did when he's out. Klay Thompson already knows been out. And then now Markelle Fultz. There's been some surprising teams out there. But then again, it's only been around 7 to 8 games in the NBA season. So for example, the Philadelphia 76ers have a 7-1 record leading in the NBA in the Eastern Conference. They got a nice hot start. You got Daryl Morey on the franchise bringing in some shooters and vets. Seth Curry's on the team now, Dwight Howard. They're looking pretty nice as of right now. You have a healthy Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And we saw a fantastic performance by Joel Embiid bringing in 38 points last night. 76ers do have Doc Rivers as well. They're going to have a hot season, the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, do I think they'll come out of the East? No, I do not. But I won't go more into there. The other surprising team is the Orlando Magic. Again, it's only been around 7 to 8 games, and Markelle Fultz is out for the season. I expect the Orlando Magic, as I predicted, they would not, and I repeat, they would not make the NBA playoffs. And this kind of helps out as well. So, it's unfortunate for Markelle and the team, but Orlando will not make the Eastern Conference playoffs. Hey, Mr. Stephen A. Smith was getting hyped the other day. The New York Knicks are at a 5-3 record. Kudos to them. Kudos. Do I expect this to last within the season? No, I do not. It's only the first 10 games of the NBA season. Most of these young teams get hot. They're energetic. They get out there, and then they can't pace themselves. So not shocked about this whatsoever. If that's not going to be the case, but good for them. 5-3. Tom Thibodeau is playing pretty much an 8 to 9 man rotation, giving each player around 30 to 40 minutes a night. And that's not going to last the whole season. But you know how Tom Thibodeau is. Just like the early Chicago Bulls days within that. Hey, the Cleveland Cavaliers were 4-4. Beginning of the season, they were around 4-0. Perfect record, but Kevin Love was hurt. So Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, also known as Sexland. And I'm never going to call that them again. But they're getting a good feel for their team. Andre Drummond's about to enter free agency next season, so I doubt he's going to re-sign, but good for kudos to them. Who else we got here? I mean, it's too early as of right now. One of a shocker is the Washington Wizards are 2-6, and then the Toronto Raptors are 1-6. And I told you guys that the Raptors losing Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol would be a huge hit to them. Pascal Siakam cannot be your number one guy, and even though last season they didn't have Kawhi Leonard and they ended up with the second seed, you still have role players and team roles that make sense, like Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol. They don't have those defensive anchors. They don't have that perimeter shooting out there. Aaron Baines cannot get that job done to an extent of a Marc Gasol. And Pascal Siakam has been struggling. I still expect the Toronto Raptors to make it into the playoffs. I had them finishing as a 6th seed beginning of the season, so we'll see. Detroit 1-7. Yeah, they're a mess. I've always mentioned that. The Miami Heat are 3-4. Now that's kind of a shocker for me as of right now. Again, it's still early. Atlanta's 4-4. Brooklyn losing Spencer Dinwiddie. Huge hit. I still expect the Boston Celtics to come out of the East, and they're looking good as of right now. 6-3. Jaylen Brown's been explosive. Same thing with Jason Tatum. Let's see, we're in the Western Conference, kind of getting a little glimpse as of right here. Big thing that kind of spotted my eye is actually in the bottom. OKC, 3-4. And I mentioned this, even though they could be one of the bottom teams in the West, they're still positioned for a great and promising future. Sam Presti did amazing out there, bringing in more first-round picks. And during the middle of the season, we could probably see a trade for a George Hill and get up another, not a first-round pick, but maybe a couple second-round picks. I doubt they trade Al Horford as of yet. I doubt any team will want to take on that contract this season, but you got some veteran players you can trade mid-season, so they're in a good position. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, potential is going up, explosive as ever. What else we got here? The Phoenix Suns, the first seed in the West, has a 6-2 record. I'll give an applause to them. Kudos. My prediction was them to finish around the 6th through an 8th seed at the beginning of the season. A lot of people said that more of a 4th through a 6th seed, and I'm starting to see that a little more as of right now. Now, they are a traditional team with Chris Paul as a traditional point guard, DeAndre Ayton as a traditional five, and then Devin Booker as a scoring shooting guard. So, and then Jay Crowder and Mikal Bridges as your 3 and 4. A very traditional lineup and team. Monty Williams is a very underrated coach who has experience with Chris Paul. I'm liking the direction Phoenix has it right now. They're going to be a threat in the West. My top two have always been the Lakers and the Clippers. And 3 through 7, I've always expressed that those teams can go back and forth. They can fluctuate. Those teams are very close within those tiers, but I would not be shocked if Phoenix finishes with the 3rd seed in the West. And I would like that for them. I would. Who else? The Kings 4 and 4, not batting an eye too much on them. Dallas Mavericks 3 and 4 with Denver, not batting too much of an eye. Still early. The Rockets are 2 and 4. You did miss John Wall and Boogie Cousins, I believe, for the first 2 to 3 games. So they're still looking good out there. They're getting feel. They're getting chemistry within this. Let's see, Minnesota 2 and 5. I've always expressed, man, they should just blow it up with Cat. That experiment's not working, man. You only had one playoff experience with Cat on your franchise, and that's when you forced your team by bringing in Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, Jamal Crawford, Tom Thibodeau, and these vets. No. Memphis 2 and 5. Yeah. Who else? Pelicans 4 and 4. I expected the Pelicans to finish with an 8 seed. They're on the right track. The Blazers 3 and 4. Now we've seen Damian Lillard express he wants to get Draymond Green on the team. That's interesting to say the least. The Warriors are not doing that. The Warriors were around 2 and 4 record, and ever since they got back Draymond Green on their franchise and finally playing, he fits the team very well. He can bring up the ball. He can be able to do back screens. He can kick it off for Steph and shooters. And they really missed Draymond Green the first couple of games. And the Warriors are in good position now at a 4 and 4 record. Clippers 6 and 3. Okay. Lakers 6 and 2. Yeah. Everything's pretty much standard as I see as of right now. But I'll do another one of these probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks as we go a little more deeper in the standings. But I'll end it off here.